Our journey takes us back to school in Chiang Mai. For more enlightened parents who are seeking an alternative education for their children, this is the pathway to true knowledge and wisdom. The pathway to Panyaden School is traversed through a tranquil avenue of bamboo, culminating in this interesting architectural achievement, a school constructed entirely from rammed earth, adobe bricks and bamboo, an illustration of one of Lord Buddha's sayings that nothing lasts forever. Even the school's resident Buddha image is made of solid clay. It weighs 500 kilograms and is 1.27 meters tall. The school has considered creating a larger image cast in bronze, but changed the material to clay after consulting their spiritual advisor, Pra Ajahn Jayasaro, who suggested that a clay image would better complement the school's style of architecture. The artist Meta Sutsawat worked day and night to perfect it.
It took me about 8 months to finish. After we first sculpting, we have to let the earth dry, and then the crack happened. So we need to fix the crack all over the body. After that, we use another fine earth to make the volume and do all the details. And the final part, we use another earth with sand to make the surface, and we finish the surface by polishing it.
Then, before the rest of the day's activities get underway, it's time to prepare the mind with a brief meditation session. Teachers Kru Noi and Kru Mark joined forces to attune the young minds to the art of meditation.
6 บล็อกแล้วเห็นไหมครับ6บล็อกแล้วเห็นไหมเดี๋ยวครูมาร์คจะลองให้เด็กๆทำดูนะครับว่าเด็กๆจะต่อบล็อกได้กี่บล็อกช้าๆอย่างมีสตินะครับนะลองดูเดี๋ยวครูมาร์คจะแจกบล็อกให้เด็กๆนะครับ
ไม่เป็นไร
At Panyaden, in every subject, including mathematics, we try to bring in the idea of being focused and mindful, the idea behind the activity with the younger children and the block counting. We had a conversation, Kru Ota and I, about what does it mean to be focused at that young age. They simply can add 1 to 10. So we decided to bring in something, the objects that they use in classes, to count. And by counting upwards of a tower, they had to really focus on making it nice and straight. So they had to balance 2 tasks, their counting of 1 through 10 in English, and also Thai, and also making sure that their tower is nice and straight.
Kru Mark is also in charge of the school's recycling program.
We primarily focus on reuse, and we have the kids bring in stuff from home or from the classrooms out at the end of the day. They sort the materials, and every Friday one class is selected to sort through everything we've recycled, to look at it and say, how can we reuse this? And if not, sort it out to be sent on to be recycled. And we're trying to instill our students to have a sense that to use as little as possible and reuse as much as possible, and trying to be a shining example for them to lead a life where they want to reuse and have a small carbon footprint.
สวัสดีค่ะ
Then it's down to business with a geography lesson from Kru Dok Mai, the senior Thai teacher, who has the responsibility of supervising the rest of the Thai teaching staff, as well as personally conducting a 45-minute lesson every day.
ภาคกลางมีกรุงเทพอยู่ด้วยภาคกลางใช่แล้วกรุงเทพอยู่ตรงไหนคะกรุงเทพแบงคอกกรุงเทพอยู่แถวๆนี้เล็กๆตรงนี้ภาคกลาง
Panyaden School is unique in that it combines a Buddhist approach, environmental mindfulness, and a bilingual curriculum. There are bilingual schools in Thailand and there are Buddhist schools in Thailand, but we are the first school which combines those aspects with a green school. Our aim is to produce children that are bilingual, speak Thai and English competently by the end of grade 6, that they have a good awareness of how to care for the environment, and also that they base their life and their morals on the teachings of the Buddha. So this is where I think we are different to many other schools.
Recently, Panyaden hosted an open day, engaging the services of a troupe of traditional musicians from a local village to provide a musical background to all the other interesting and fun-packed events of the day, and to showcase the students' achievements to the public. The most significant event of the day was a Dharma discourse by the school's spiritual advisor, Venerable Ajahn Jayasaro, aimed at helping parents to cope with the often difficult task of successfully raising children in the digital age.
These days, children often have to compete for the attention of their parents with telephones. Blackberries, iPads, computers. And if you're talking with your child, every time you turn away from the child and answer a phone, or send a message or receive a message, then you're teaching your child that that's more important than he or she is. So I think that it's very likely the child's going to become very obsessed with this technology, with something that has such a power over the mind, the affections of parent. So we're teaching children how to relate to technology and the relative importance of human contact and the importance of contact with technology through the way that we relate to those things when we're around children. So this is a teaching that we're giving children, although I'm sure nobody intends to tell their child that their telephone is more important than the child is, would be horrified to think that that was the message that was being conveyed.
Unfortunately, his message failed to be conveyed to one member of the audience who was too busy playing with her iPhone to take it all in. However, he went on to speak about the more positive aspects of technology, as well as delivering a few cautionary words on parental behaviour.
One that you may be familiar with is FaceTime, where you can make telephone calls and with Apple iPhones and see people at the other end, like Skype. But this word FaceTime is in fact a very important concept in raising children. Children that have a lot of FaceTime with their mothers in particular, with their fathers, they learn about the relationship between tone of voice, expression, meaning, content, and so you're creating the foundation for empathy in children. And it's been seen more and more now how incredibly important empathy is for an emotionally intelligent or a mature human being.
At the core of our curriculum are the 12 wise habits. These are learning goals for the whole school, not only students but also teachers and parents. And they are based on Buddhist virtues, and we teach them through a variety of methods, some fun, some more serious. And every day in the life of the school we try to integrate these habits into our lessons, into our assembly and into all of our activities. The first wise habit is using the senses wisely, or insi sangwon. The second one is knowing the right amount, or mata neuta. This is particularly applicable to our students here. It's a very useful self-discipline. It means knowing the right amount to eat, knowing the right amount of resources to use, knowing how much to speak, and particularly because we're a green school, this is relevant to our students here. The third one is not harming, ahimsa, and the fourth one is being patient and tolerant, or khanti. Next, being enthusiastic, or chanta, followed by being truthful, or satya. Then we have persevering, virya, being generous, jaka, and then being kind and compassionate, metta, karuna. Number 10 is being mindful and alert, sati. And number 11 is being calm and focused, samadhi. And the last wise habit is applying the mind skillfully.
The world's population is growing at a frightening rate. Cities are expanding, swallowing up surrounding land. Class sizes in many schools are getting bigger and bigger, which is having an adverse effect on the quality of education as teachers battle to cope with this problem. How does Panyaden hope to deal with this situation in this fast-changing world?
One thing I think that's important to note as well is we are not looking at building a school for 1,000 or 1,500 students as we see in so many places. We want to keep the school relatively small so that it does maintain its human aspect and that it does continue to be manageable, and that we can recreate the family atmosphere that is so important to Panyaden. We have already identified a target of 375 students when we run at full capacity. Of course, we did not start the school with 375 students. We started very small, actually with 33 the first term when we opened up. And it was a good thing too, because we want to make sure that we grow at a steady pace that we can manage, because as we grow there are different challenges coming up, and that way we are better equipped to face them. The land we're using right now is only part of the land available for the school running at full capacity. In terms of class size and the ratio, student-teacher ratio, we started with very small ratio, and we want to keep it small as well. Like over 20 students per class at one point, especially with younger kids, can become difficult to personalize the instruction the way we want to individualize it. Differentiation in the classroom is very important, and there's only so much that one teacher can do with more than 20 students. So beyond the cap on the number of students that we're setting for our classes, we also have 2 teachers within each class, and one Thai and one foreign teacher, operating together, alternating who takes the lead, but always have 2 people available to work with the students to help those who might not be quite following the main lesson and need extra help, either for linguistic reasons or for skills reasons. So that way we make sure that we offer all the kids the best possible quality of education.
The climax of the day is an expedition with Crew Noi and Crew Nong to the school's vegetable garden to learn the art of planting, transplanting and harvesting, although the journey is not without a certain degree of hazard. This rather rickety bamboo bridge would probably horrify some parents in the Western world. However, Panyaden's policy is to encourage a limited degree of risk-taking. Once safely over the bridge, seeds that have been soaked in water for several hours to speed up the germinating process are planted. The only garden implements are short pieces of sharpened bamboo, versatile tools which cultivate the soil, dig the trenches, and can be used to cover the newly sown seeds. When the beds become overcrowded, some of the seedlings are transplanted, allowing them more space in which to grow.
So actually they can do everything by themselves, but they can learn. They learn and they can see everything. They can see the process. Is how it's difficult, how it's hard. I think that's the good to start for them.
Then after a quick drink, it's harvest time. Auntie San, as she's affectionately called by the children, has dropped by from a nearby village to lend a hand. Time is fleeting and there's still a lot of work to be done before the fruits of their labour are ready for marketing at the end of the day.
Okay, good one.
The garden has produced a bountiful harvest. Today, as well as lettuce and bok choy, the real prize is coriander, especially the roots, which are highly prized by Thai cooks. Pounded to a smooth paste in a mortar and pestle and blended with garlic, pepper and a dash of soy sauce, they produce a thick sauce that greatly enhances the flavour of seafood.
Okay, come on. Need to be finished in 5 minutes. Okay?
Okay.
So you know what you're doing.
ที่งานนี้ไม่ใช่กำลัง
ขอขึ้นช่าย
10 บาทต้อนรับต้อนรับต้อนรับ
While the whole exercise is great fun, it also teaches the children a wealth of interesting lessons, from the art of cultivating crops, preparing them for sale, working out prices for the different varieties of vegetables, and the most challenging task of all, how to calculate the right amount of change. This woman was particularly impressed with the quality of the merchandise on offer and made off with the lion's share, much to the disappointment of those who were a bit slow off the mark. An illustration of one of those 12 wise habits. Be mindful and alert and ready to gather more wisdom and knowledge tomorrow. And of course, more of those succulent vegetables at Panyaden Bilingual School. For more information, call this number or visit this website.